Hi, thank you for joining us. My name is David Mitchell from Devotion Weddings, and this is Wedchats. This is where we get together with our favourite people from the wedding industry to chat weddings and kind of wedding business. Today I'm very excited to have one of my favourite people here from the wedding industry. Always puts a big smile on my face when I see that she is at a wedding. It's from Don't Stress the Dress. It's the one and only Linzi Leigh.
Hello.
Thank you for joining me.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Look absolutely amazing.
Oh, thank you.
So today we're filming at the Gales, in case you couldn't tell. It's been great to see the Gales progress over the lockdown period, where they've been redoing the gym, they've been redoing the spa, they've got a pavilion out the back now. I don't know if you've seen that, where they can do the ceremonies or we can do pictures, which looks amazing. And they've redone the restaurant, so it's now called Coasts. Have you been in?
Very nice. No, I haven't.
No.
I've been to the spa.
It's
Came
good.
to the spa.
Spa's stunning, isn't it? It's so
Gorgeous.
good, so good. So let's chat about you. So Don't Stress the Dress.
Yeah.
For those that haven't heard of you for whatever reason, they maybe live in the moon. For those that haven't heard of you, what is Don't Stress the Dress?
So Don't Stress the Dress. So what we do is we offer a steaming and dressing service. So we take care of all things fashion on the wedding morning. So we arrive whether you're getting ready at home or a venue. So we come in the morning, we would steam all the dresses, steam them all, prep them all ready for dressing. So we hang them all up nice for your photographer as well. And we help organise the morning. So a bit like a on the morning coordinator. So it is a lot more than just putting the dresses on. Some people think, oh, I can just dress myself. It's organising the timing of the morning, because you think you've got so much time on the wedding morning. Everybody thinks you start at 6, 7 in the morning, hair and makeup, ceremonies maybe 1 or 2, and you think, oh, we've got so much time. That last hour, just before ceremony time, but it's when the nerves start to kick in as well. So, and putting your wedding dress on and the bridesmaids' dresses as well, it's not an everyday dress.
Yeah.
There's buttons, there's elastics, there's all different things and to get into these dresses, so you need time, and then add the nerves on top of that. So it's just coordinating the morning for everybody to get ready, making sure they're ready in time, because if you're starting to run late, then that's when people start to get flustered, and then you're going to start getting hot in your hair and makeup. So it's a lot to do with that, helping organise the morning.
It's exactly that what you're saying. For me doing ceremonies, or for us being master ceremonies when we're there pre-ceremony, it's that kind of, you hear the arguments start next door, and even the most placid of people, and mum's a saint, then you hear mum's voice getting raised. As you say, it's not just the bride that's there. You've got the bridesmaids, and then you've got mother of the bride, and they're all getting hair and makeup done, and they all want to look amazing because they've got to walk down the aisle, so they're nervous about coming down the aisle as well. So as much as it's the bride's day, the bridesmaids can often be more nervous, I think, when you're doing that.
Absolutely. I've had a wedding morning where the bridesmaids were so nervous about the speed walking down the aisle that we actually were in the honeymoon suite practicing, that I was practicing with the bridesmaids, the speed of walking down the aisle, but then that little extra thing in the morning then just helps them relax when they're about to walk down, that they're more calm. And then that helps the bride be calm as well, because it's all her friends, immediate close family and friends that are with her in the morning.
Yeah, it's funny because I'll come out and speak to the bridal party, and I'll say, just walking down, just count it out in your head, and just take your time, and there's no rush and that kind of thing. And it's funny because some bridesmaids, I'll just be like, straight down the aisle, and I'll jokingly say, is there a taxi with a meter running, or what was quick kind of thing. So, and it's good what you were saying there about the kind of whole stress of getting into the dress. Certainly at our planning meetings, we always say, don't underestimate the time it takes to get in a dress. It's not stepping into a cocktail dress. It's not like even your prom gown from 6-7 years ago. I mean, it's like you could be 45-50 minutes to get in, laced up and set up and all that kind of stuff. And I think, that's why we always say, look, if you can, get a dresser, because it just takes that whole pressure away from everybody. It lets them get ready, and you can focus on one person at a time, or the bride, or whatever it is. So yeah, I think that's definitely important. So in terms of feedback from your brides, or not even, it's maybe not even the bride that's booked you, it's maybe mother of the bride, in terms of feedback from them, what have they said that are the reasons that they have booked you?
Well, definitely, I mean, I get a lot of mother of the brides messaging me to hire me for their daughter's wedding, just because it takes the kind of pressure off of them. Because when you go for your dress fittings, on the final fitting, it's important whoever's helping you in the morning is there we show them the techniques of getting into the dress, whether it's a corset, whether it's buttons, and it's just to make the dress fit on you correctly. And then that takes away the pressure from the mum and the bridesmaids. And like you said, everybody's getting hair and makeup done and top-ups done at that time. They're needing to put their own outfits on and their shoes, potentially got their nails done, so they're like, how am I going to do all these buttons with my nails? I've had one bridal party where the bridesmaid actually, the bride left me a review the next day saying we wouldn't have been able to do the day without Linzi being there, because between the bridesmaids alone they had over 40 buttons.
Wow.
So, and then into her dress, so I was helping the bridesmaids get ready while she was getting finished off, and then bridesmaids were getting top-ups of hair and makeup when I was getting the bride into her dress. And then, do you know what, it also allows the finished reveal. So with me being with the bride, getting her ready, the bridesmaids and the mum and the dad are already in the room waiting, and then they get to see the finished look rather than the mum bending over trying to help her into it getting hot. So definitely. With brides, they'll message, sometimes I've had brides message me, I haven't even got my dress yet, but your service in the morning just has instantly made me feel like stress-free. It's taken a weight off my shoulders. So they've booked me before they've actually picked their dress.
Amazing.
And then you do get ones where I've found the dream dress and I'm already having nightmares about it creasing, and they've booked me to secure the date, just to help take that stress away already, and then they know, right, it's going to be fine on the day. So they're kind of the main reasons of booking.
And I love what you said about the big reveal there, because you see that a lot on like videos on the internet that go viral, and mostly American for some reason. Like you don't see a lot of the kind of UK ones, but it's the big reveal. Everybody's in the room, you know, dad's there, and it's always the dad's reaction. They want to get the bride comes out and dad's in tears because you've been in there getting her ready, getting her looking amazing.
And photographers, like other suppliers, they love when we're there because they get more shots that way. So with us being in a separate room, if that's doable, in a separate room, getting the bride ready, and then you can open the doors and the photographer, the videographer's already in the other room, they're getting those reactions from the bridal party, and they're a lot of like good memories to treasure.
From our point of view, in terms of what we do, is the full day weddings and master ceremonies, we're there to obviously make the day fun, unique and memorable, but most importantly work with the venue to keep it on time. And the big thing that delays weddings is the start of the ceremony. So I would say there's probably a handful of ceremonies out of hundreds of weddings we've done that have been in time. You know, that everybody says that the bride's always late, bride's prerogative to be late, and it is, you know, but as long as we can make that time up at some point, because ultimately all it's going to affect is your night time. The later everything goes, the later dinner is, the later speeches are, the later then the ceremony goes. Whereas when you're there, you keep it in time because you're just on it, and you can get everybody dressed and you can get them done up, and there's no panicking, and just wee things that you're saying there about trying to do buttons with the nails. Again, that's things that brides and bridesmaids and mother bride won't even think about. They'll just think, oh, button the dress up, but when they did that last time, they didn't have their nails on. And now they have, and they don't want to chip them and things like that. So it really does make a difference. And I say certainly that's why we love having you. The wedding's always in time. The bride's always calm walking down the aisle. She's smiling, even though she's still got nerves. She doesn't look stressed, because that picks up in the pictures and the videos. And ultimately, when they come down to the ceremony, if she's a bit calmer and a bit happier, really happy how she looks, she's going to be paying more of attention rather than being like, let's just get this out of the way because I'm worried about how I look, kind of thing. So it really does make such a difference. So in terms of any particular weddings that stand out where you've kind of like saved the day, I feel like with your wee bag of tricks, I know you bring this bag of tricks with you.
I do have a little bag of tricks. I've once been called my little Mary Poppins. So yes, actually, so I've got two. One actually here at the Gales, with the bridal party, everything was going smoothly. We're all ready. The honeymoon suite here, you've got the separate rooms. So everybody was dressed with the flower girls dressed, the bridesmaids dressed, and then it was just me with the bride, got ready, did the reveal, and just as we were going out the door, one of the little flower girls picked up a strawberry just off the sandwich tray, just going out the door, about to walk down the aisle, we're all in order. but into the strawberry down the dress, and the panic on her face was almost like, oh, I've ruined the day type of thing.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, oh, what do we do? And I was like, don't worry about it, it's fine, just be calm, we'll be calm. I just took the little girl, calmed her down first of all, took the dress off her, got the strawberry stain out the dress, put it back on her, came out into the room, was like, we're all good. What I wanted to do was make sure she was calm. I didn't want the little girl getting upset, face red. We literally were, it was bang on 2 o'clock walking down the aisle. So managed to just keep her calm, got the stain out. You would never have known. And then everyone was just like happy and just surprised and happy. And then we walked down the aisle, and honestly no one else would have known. And the bride the next day was like, I can't believe, thank you so much.
I remember that wedding, we were here, we were doing that wedding.
Did?
Yeah, we did that wedding together. I totally remember that, because I was about to get everybody upstanding, and it was like, oh, hang on, we've got an emergency, and I was like, what's happened? And it was like, oh, the strawberry, and I was like, it's all right, Lindsay's there, and she'll just deal with it. And it's calming, as I say, particularly the children, because when I do planning meetings, and we always talk about the order people come down the aisle, and I always say to my couples, this is best case scenario. What we agree now, right, the kids will let you know on the day what they're going to do, you know. So best case scenario, this is the order they're coming in, but if they kick off, you know what kids are like, just let them do what they want, and it saves that kind of drama. So for you to be there to be able to take that out, and you're probably able to defuse it better, because you've not got that emotional attachment to you like they've got with their mum. And then if they're crying, and then if they've got makeup or anything on it, even just lipstick, and it goes on the bride's dress while she's trying to deal with it. You know, just to take that pressure away, and just be able to get out your magic potions and do what you do to get that off, and it's just saved everybody any hassle and just saved the day. So that's a great one.
Definitely helps as well when there is kids part of the bridal party. I've had a lot of bridesmaids, or the bridesmaid might have the child, or the bride themselves, and they might say, they won't let you help them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm happy. If you're happy, I'm happy to try. But then they forget, they look at me like a teacher role, how they treat a teacher, and then they do everything you say, and you just have that wee relationship with them, like what primary you're in, and you just build a trust with them, and then you get them ready, and then the brides and the bridal party are like, oh wow, that was so stress free, and now we can keep getting ready. We don't need to be doing that, so that's definitely a big
I think anybody with kids will relate to that kind of story, particularly when you go to parents' night and they're going about how lovely your kid is and how well behaved, and you're like, no, sorry, we're here for my child, because she's a nightmare at home. Like, what do you mean? Oh, she's so lovely. You're just thinking, take them out in public and they're well behaved, and you're thinking you're just showing off here, you know, to anybody else. So, no, that's a great story. So, is there any other stories like that?
So, I do have one with the bride. So, it was actually the mum of the bride that had booked me for this. So, she had just said, Lindsay, I've only got one daughter, and I would never forgive myself if I never got her ready on the morning of the wedding. So she had a corset dress. I was like, that's absolutely fine, no problem. So there was 2 bridesmaids, the mum, so we all, smooth wedding, getting ready, and so the mum leads down to the ceremony room. So sitting in the ceremony room, so the bride was with her dad, so bridesmaids were just about to walk in, and the ceremony room had 2 stairs going up to it. And the dad had stood on the bride's dress just as she was walking up the next stair, and you just, they heard, and the dad just turned round and looked at me, and the bride was like, was that my dress? And I was like, don't worry, come over here. And she was starting to then get flustered, because like, we were literally just about to walk down the aisle.
And it's the makeup, don't let the makeup go.
And I think everybody was just in shock. So I was like, don't worry about it, come with me. So as you say, my little bag of tricks, just while she had the dress on, just sewed her into the dress while she was wearing it. And then, she walked, she was like, thank you, she couldn't thank me enough. Walked down the aisle, then within like 2 hours, the mum had sent me a message. Thank you so much. I had no idea that was all going on. Pretty much like saving the day, and I'll forever be grateful for what you did for me on the morning of my daughter's wedding. So I walked away from that feeling, wow.
That's what I say. That's the thing we love, and that's why we're doing Wedchats. A lot of the suppliers we work with, I always say the suppliers who are there to do what they're to do, and suppliers that are there for the couple and the success of the day, which is very much what we're all about. Yes, we're there to do master ceremonies or music or entertaining, but ultimately we're there for the success of the day. And it's the same with yourself. As much as you're there to help them get dressed, and steam the dress, ultimately you're there for the success of the day. And if anything happens, you just deal with it, and you just fix it, and you just take away the stress and the calm, because ultimately you made that mum's day, even though it was the bride getting married, you made that mum's day, because if that had happened and you weren't there, then she would have took that on herself and felt as if she should have been there and she should have been able to sort that, and then it would have spoiled the day for her, and you just transformed that. So that's why we love you. You're amazing. You're amazing. So tell us about Linzi Leigh then. So what's your background? How on earth did you get into dressing weddings?
So I come from a performance background, so I'm a trained dancer.
Yep.
So I used to be in charge of shows, so all the running of the shows, the choreography, the timing of the shows, and also costume maintenance. So that's where the background for sewing and everything comes from.
Yeah, your magic bag.
Yeah. So and with that, so with the performance background, you have to be really good at organisation, attention to detail. So with all of those skills, and that's how helping the morning of the wedding go on time. You need to be like a problem solver as well. You need to act on your feet. So as soon as something happens, you can't go into panic mode. You have to go into fix mode. Okay, no, I'm going to get this. We'll fix it this way. And as they say, like, the show must go on. And that's how I feel on a wedding morning. And my one aim is for them to be calm and for it to run smoothly. No two weddings are the same, so you don't know what might happen in the morning. Obviously we want it to go smooth, but just to be equipped ready for these things to happen, and just act on it fast, and then do it comfortably as well, and in a positive way. And that, like, letting the bridesmaids and the mum and dad sit back, letting someone else do this, rather than auntie getting a sewing kit out her bag, or a bridesmaid's going for something, you know, that way. So it just helps them all relax. And so so with my background from that and skills for that, that's what I bring to the wedding morning. And obviously fashion and the dress, I am always about the dress, and when I do my post, I'm always like, the bride, and and I mean, so I just love that.
So how did you get into it though? Like, did you
So when I finished my career as a dancer, I had a long career as a dancer, and then I ended up getting into the bridal industry. So I ended up being a bridal technician.
Right.
So bride fittings, so wedding dress fittings, putting brides into their dresses and things like that. So when a bride, the run up to their wedding, when they have their bridal fittings, like, that's the most important for the fit of the dress, the look of the dress. And that, like you said before, when you go into the bridal dress, into the alterations, a professional is putting you into your dress, and you have that in your appointments in the lead up to the big day. When's the most important time you need that? On the day. So that is why I ended up doing Don't Stress the Dress. So it was just, you were putting girls into their dress, and they were saying, oh, I love it, and I love the fit, and I love how I'm in it, and I feel really confident, or I would love to feel this way on Saturday or on the big day, and I wanted them to feel that way as well. So that's when I started Don't Stress the Dress.
So you found like a gap in the market, a need for it, and just filled it, which is amazing. Absolutely love that. So last year, obviously with the C word, since last March, it's been horrifically difficult for brides and grooms and the wedding industry. So how have you managed to do many weddings? Because obviously there was certain times that weddings could still happen out with lockdown. So have you still managed to do a few, or have you just been helping people reschedule? How's that been?
Well, I've been really lucky. I did manage to do a few, so nothing between March and October, because that was like total full lockdown. But when we kind of opened up in October time, when you were allowed the 20, so I did get to do a few of my brides' weddings. So a couple had moved from like March to the end of July, and then they moved to the October, and they just didn't want to move again. So they were like, we're happy, we're going to go along with the 20. And you know what? Yes, obviously, government guidelines, we need to wear masks, you've got your hand sanitising and keeping the distance and things like that. And that is what we're saying the new normal is at the minute. So we all went along with that. And to be honest, nothing in the morning, nothing changed any of the excitement and the lead up to the special moment. So I felt privileged to be able to be part of those weddings, because we didn't do anything for a while, and then the Boxing Day lockdown, so that put another little
Spanner
spanner in the works.
Yep.
So it did.
Yeah,
So
same was.
had a few that were between Christmas and New Year, and brides were phoning me, Lindsay, we're bringing our wedding like 2 days earlier, is that okay? And it was just a little flood of panic at that moment in time, but I managed to accommodate the brides, so that was
Amazing.
great. So I managed to do that, and then just this year it's just really working behind the scenes. So I've not been able to do the practical side of things, but I have been just looking after my brides, just accommodating my best to do their new dates. Obviously this year was already really busy anyway, so 2020 was coming into 2021. Some of them have moved to 2022. Don't get me wrong, we've had some brides bring their weddings forward as well. Everybody has different reasons to change in dates and stuff, different circumstances. So with that, just helping brides change the dates, and
Yep, no, it's the exact same for us. Just trying to get that reschedule and things, and you'll be the same. You'll be starting to get see the light at the end of the tunnel now, almost getting busier again, and people moving days and getting forward. So it's going to be good to get back to doing some weddings and seeing your face there. So it is. So weddings are obviously, like we've mentioned earlier on, they're quite stressful in the morning. Everybody's trying to get ready, bridesmaids are trying to get ready, mums trying to get ready, brides trying to get ready. You've got a timeline to work to, ceremonies at 2 and things like that. So what would you say are your kind of top tips for the bride to stay calm in the morning? How would you say to just...
So definitely deep breaths. Be as organised as you can. Like have everything there, your accessories, your shoes, your underwear, those kind of things. And trust your suppliers. You've put so much organisation into this. Some people might plan a wedding 6 months, some people 3-4 years of planning. So just trust everything that you've done in the lead up to that day. Just trust that, trust your suppliers, they're going to look after you, they're all going to do their little bits of bringing it together. And just when it comes to on the wedding morning, just enjoy it. Don't stress about all the little things. My best friend always says, don't sweat the small stuff. So, and just enjoy it. You're there making memories with your friends and with your family, and deep breaths, take time with your husband, your now new husband, and just enjoy it.
Yep, amazing. Great. Well, it's been so good to have you. It's been great to chat with you and good to see you again. It's been so long with the whole kind of lockdown. But so can everybody find you on your socials?
Yeah, absolutely. So Facebook, Don't Stress the Dress Limited, and also Instagram.
Perfect. And we will stick all the links and stuff in the bio below this video. So for now, Linzi Leigh, thank you very much.
No, thank you.
See you at a wedding soon.
Absolutely.